Welcome to the 4th of July Smackdown review. Warning, I may get triggered by over-patriotism of this show. Just saying. Minorly triggered. So, Byron, what did you think about the show as a whole?
Wasn't Canadian enough.
I don't really think the Canadian content was the problem. I think it was just not very good.
Well, the best parts of this whole thing were Canadian, so not Canadian enough.
I suppose you have a point there. Well, no, the best part was Gable versus Styles.
No. The best part was Ty Dillinger.
Dillinger was good, actually. That was a good part of it. Alright, let's kick us off here. We got John Cena coming out to cut a pro-USA, pro-WWE, pro-John Cena promo that is really, we'll just say, it's viewed through rose-colored glasses about what the United States, WWE, and John Cena's career means. I'll leave it at that. You have anything you want to add to that?
No, John Cena did. It's a John Cena promo. He was on fire, held everybody's attention, got things going. There was one asshole in the crowd that was like, "You suck!" And everybody else was just sort of very embarrassed that he was even there.
Every crowd has one of those.
Yeah, so I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoy 99% of what John Cena does on the mic, so it was good. I
enjoyed like the delivery and stuff and how he held the attention, and he's amazing at that. His natural charisma is off the charts. But I'm just saying, like, the content is very much rose-colored glasses. Moving on, we had Rusev come out and interrupt him. Rusev is from Bulgaria once again instead of Russia.
Yeah,
so that's cool. He wants his opportunity. The USA is a joke. Blah blah blah. Typical foreign heel stuff, which is not great because you already have Jinder Mahal cutting this exact same stuff. So,
Yeah, but Rusev's better at it.
Rusev is far better at it, don't get me wrong. Like, if one of them is going to continue doing it and the other one, if we're going back to one, I want it to be Rusev because, well, I don't, actually, because Rusev is going to do anything better than Jinder Mahal. Like, there's not anything Mahal does better.
If I could just cut you off for a second. We're not even in a recording room. You want to just jump up to a recording room and keep going?
Do that.
Awesome.
Channel switch. User joined your
We're
channel.
up in the recording booth.
Carrying on.
Continuing on. You may notice an increase in the quality, actually. So moving on, we've got So, anyways, this is basically just setting up a flag match between them at Battleground. Cena wanted it tonight, but Rusev wasn't interested.
Yeah. I like Rusev doing Rusev things. He does the foreign heel better than anybody I can remember. You probably have to go back to the 80s to really find one.
Early 90s at the very least.
Yeah, probably. But I'd have to still go back to the 80s to be totally satisfied and be a total fucking hipster about it. But he does the I speak English, but I learned English better than anybody else. Everybody else just sticks an accent on it. But he genuinely, I don't know if he just doesn't know the words.
Well, in fairness, it's also the fact that this character is Rusev to a large degree. Like, the anti-USA part is an act, but he is a Bulgarian who learned to speak English. Whereas, like, you take Jinder Mahal, for example, who's doing the same shtick. Jinder grew up speaking English. Like, he's a native English speaker. That's why
probably that's what I'm saying. Like, Jinder puts on an accent, whereas Rusev does not. Rusev, well, it's his accent, plus the fact that he's from just a diction type of standpoint. He gets words wrong. He gets parts of sentences wrong. And he doesn't really try to cover it up. He's not trying to polish anything up. And I enjoy listening to, like, an actual foreign voice.
Yep.
Not a fake foreign voice, because like Jinder Mahal's from Toronto or something like that.
Calgary.
Whatever, same thing. And I get a lot of hate mail for that one.
I'm just gonna shake my head and move on.
Well, I mean, Calgary's not even a real place, let's be honest. But I enjoy what he does and how he does it, bottom line. And even his wife, who is from California, she does things very much in a, polished, fake foreigner way, but she does it really, really well.
That was also sort of like her gimmick, because she was like the mouthpiece. She was the Drago's wife in Rocky IV.
So, and we'll get to her a little bit later, but
sadly, yes.
They've essentially tried to make her into Rusev, which was weird, but okay.
Then we had a backstage segment with Daniel Bryan, Chad Gable, and AJ Styles, which the short answer is they're going to have a match, and the winner is going to get into the Battle Royal tonight.
Yarp. AKA, we've got one extra person on the roster we forgot to do anything with, so we need...
Well, we'll talk about that more at the Battle Royal, because there was someone who I thought should have been in the Battle Royal that was not.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
But anyways, then we get the match, and this was a very good match with a poorly timed commercial break, which again goes back to I understand that you have to have commercial breaks. You have sponsors, you have money to make. Gotcha, totally understand. You also have a lot of bullshit on the show. Take away the bullshit, put the commercials there. Let me watch the match.
Yeah. Make that a punishment. Have somebody in quality control, or if you can get somebody, reasonably hip or with it, you can get somebody in what I would like to term cool control. And if it's not cool, you get commercials run over your shit.
Yeah. This match made me want to see Chad Gable, AJ Styles in like a 20-25 minute match. That would be freaking awesome, I think. Best spot of the match was the ankle lock from Gable into a calf crusher spot for AJ Styles. That was pretty cool. And AJ picks up the win after a phenomenal forearm and does the shake the hands and shows respect to Gable. So, 2 thumbs up. This was my favorite part of the show.
Wasn't my particular favorite part of the show, but it was the best match of the show for sure, and it showcased a lot of good things on both wrestlers' parts, and that's really what you're after on a consistent basis, you idiots.
Yeah, and the next match we're gonna talk about is basically going to show you exactly how not to do that. So, this is the good, and we're going to go with the bad after this, although we do have a pair of segments to talk about before that. We had the Hype Bros backstage, and they talk about coming up short against the Usos, and Ryder has gotten them spots in the Battle Royal, and Mojo is grateful.
Indeed. You can see a heel turn coming a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
Got a tag team, got to break that up.
Kind of the interesting... The one interesting thing about this as a heel turn is you could theoretically go heel with either of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only good thing they're doing. Yeah.
That is the neat part of this. Then we had Carmella coming out for a Carmelabration, and this was shit until Daniel Bryan came out.
Yeah, as soon as I saw this was happening, I skipped, and then there's Daniel Bryan. Oh, back up like 10 seconds. Okay. And then he chewed the shit out of Ellsworth and fined him and suspended him and all that good stuff, and it was fun. And then it was over.
Yeah, he's banned from the arena, fined, I believe it was $10,000,
yep.
Suspended without pay for 30 days, and if he violates the rules, Carmella will lose the briefcase.
Yarp. Which means that he will totally violate the rules.
And then apparently we have Naomi versus Lana for the title next. And we get Naomi and Lana for the title.
Standpoint.
This was a squash. That's
Yep.
That's it. Basically, the entire impetus of this match was because I think they botched last week and Lana's shoulder was up.
Yeah, at least they're being consistent on that front. They did it a month ago for somebody else? Was it also with Naomi?
Might have been.
Is it just because she's shit at wrestling? Probably because she's shit at wrestling.
She's not shit at wrestling, it's that she needs someone to lead her. She is, and I don't view that as shit at wrestling.
They made her the champ.
I don't view that as shit at wrestling because there's some girls on the roster that can't even follow a leader. Yeah. So, that, to be clear, that should be shit at wrestling. It's just not because of what's on the roster.
Yeah, just not. She's not over, and she's making her title look ridiculous.
She's tremendously not over. I just no.
She's about as over as an Uso, which she technically
is an Uso.
That's what I'm saying.
She instant taps out Lana, which is what I hope that it was a botch that Lana's shoulder was up, and that's why we got this rematch, because the way it was booked, there's no way we should have had the rematch. Like, this better not have been like an intentional shoulder up to get a third match between these two.
No, I think it was just a straight up botch, and it's like, okay, now you have to go back out there and do it again, because the internet exists.
And we're going to make you tap this time, because we can't trust you to get your shoulders down.
Well, it wasn't her fault that
I didn't say it was, but I didn't say it was, but in politics, you know it's no, it's Lana's fault, because Naomi's the champ, and we're trying to make her over. She's over to us, and she's not. This was terrible. Lana's character is 7 feet under at this point. Holy shit.
Yeah, she put on an amazing match at the pay-per-view, and they've punished her for it the whole way. So, I don't know. I
wouldn't say it was an amazing match. It was just...
I was amazed.
It was 10 times better than it had any right to be.
I wanted to see that. You know what? I could watch that match that they had at the pay-per-view repeatedly. You could feud. If you're having matches of that quality, you're drawing those matches of that quality out of Naomi, of all people. I could watch that over and over and over. You put that feud in my face for a long time. I don't understand. I don't understand how they continue to fail to get their own people over. They can't. This is the same reason that Reigns can't get over. Because there's no reason for us to cheer anybody who never loses.
They don't care what the fans think in this regard, because we still make money, which is a dumb idea. Like, you could make more money by pushing people that are actually over. Just saying.
Well, they're a publicly traded company, and they show that they're creating dividends for their shareholders, and therefore they're doing the due diligence, and therefore they don't need to take any risk in the portfolio. And
if I was a shareholder, I would be pissed that they are throwing money away. That's all there is to it. Tamina comes out. She tells Lana to get up, come with her. This was awkward as fuck. And we were talking right before this. This would be like signing an independent wrestler, even like a not good independent wrestler, to a contract, and then having like Ellsworth mentor them or something.
Yeah, this would be like signing Chase Owens and then having Ellsworth mentor the shit out of him.
Yeah, it's
Chase Owens, former NWA, light weight champion or some shit like that. He has held a belt for a while.
He's held a couple of NWA belts, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't understand it. I don't understand this for a few different variety of reasons. One thing, this just looked like it looked like a prank. It looked like somebody went to Tamina, like maybe Vince went to Tamina at gorilla position and went, I need you to go out there and I need you to just like get him out of the ring. Just get him out of the ring. And didn't give any further instructions. And of course didn't tell the two in the ring what was going on either. So
yeah, it looked like they didn't know what was going on.
I get, from what I kind of understand from this, is that Tamina is now supposed to be her new Rusev. The problem is that they're trying to make Lana into Rusev by giving her the crazy, screamy, bellowy thing, and high intensity, and the ability to wrestle a good match. So I don't understand, if they're trying to make Lana into Rusev, why does she need another Rusev to be Rusev? Why not just stick her with Rusev? Why not have Rusev fucking manage Lana for like half the time? Then you could have the two. You could have what you would like to have in The Miz and Maurice, but in actual fact.
This is literally them punishing someone for doing a good job. Like, Lana went out there. I'm not as high on the match as you are, but it was way better than I thought it would be. Way better than it had any right to be. And then we're punishing it off that. Like, we're giving her, we're crushing her in the ring. We're putting her with Tamina, which doesn't help. Tamina has no heat. We've never been given a reason to care about Tamina.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, let's get on from what is the low point of the show to go on to Shinsuke Nakamura backstage, giving an interview, and Baron Corbin attacks him from behind.
But he fights back. Oh my god, it's like they're having a storyline.
He fights back. The referees separate them. They're overusing this idea, like, because almost every feud is becoming this. So that's not cool, but I mean, it's something.
Yeah, well, I guess it's Baron Corbin's motif. It's his thing. He attacks people while they're having interviews like a cowardly piece of shit. I guess
he is supposed to be a cowardly piece of shit, so I guess that does work.
It doesn't make it. Well, yeah. Well, I guess they're trying to play up They interviewed Nakamura last week, and he's like, "Oh, he's a creature of fear, and he's afraid of what I can do." Which, I mean, they sort of established that in this particular scenario.
Honestly, they established that in the Money in the Bank match.
Probably, but not on a more one-on-one type basis, because of course fans are idiots and they can't read between the lines, which is why they're having the Mojo Rawley heel turn just drag on for 9 weeks. Yeah, and so I mean it was good in as much as it was a direct continuation of that interview statement, and we have a result. Cool.
Then we had the rap battle. I'm not really going to say much about the rap battle. It's a segment I wasn't going to enjoy. It's not my thing. I realize that. I will say, positive side, the crowd loved it. The reviews have been good. 2 thumbs up. Not for me, but 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I completely skipped it because I do like rap battles. They can be the most entertaining, wittiest, most devastating, hilarious thing you can watch, and I enjoy them a great deal when they're done well. So that's why I didn't watch this one, because it was going to be PG. I don't like you. You kicked my Tonka truck.
It was better than that.
That's what I heard, and apparently they pulled out a sex tape joke, and there were things, but the Usos are so forced and horrible. And they were just going to say goose all the time, or moose, or whatever the fuck.
Goose.
Yeah, noose. They should have a noose.
Oh, God.
Not in a racial sense. Come on. Get the Samoan. Get it right.
Yeah, but they're feuding with black people.
Well, that'd make it interesting. Anyway. If Russo was involved, they'd have a noose on a pole.
Oh, yeah, yes, there would be a noose on a pole match if Russo was involved, yes.
That. Yeah,
I'm aware.
So they were going to say noose, goose, moose all night and have horrible lines. And I gather that it wasn't that bad. So there's part of me that wants to go back and watch it, but there's a larger part of me that knows that I won't. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, good on them for trying some stuff. Apparently some stuff's been edited out. From the official publication that they put on the network.
The sex tape stuff.
Yeah. So, I gather that it went a lot better than it had any right to, and that's all I'm going to say.
By the way, I completely forgot this, but earlier in the night there was a complete editing fail where when Gable came out for his match with AJ Styles, it said Chad Gable with Jason Jordan, who was clearly not there.
Right, because he came out the first time that Gable was having a solo match, and then he just immediately left and went back into the back.
Yep. And this time he didn't even come out, so failure there. And I'm reminded of this because we had a failure here where it said Randy Orton up next, and it mentioned like nothing about a match or anything. And then we got Aiden English singing in the ring, and then Orton attacked him, or Orton came out, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Was he supposed to be singing? And I'm like, it is supposed to be a match. Oh, okay. This sucked.
Yeah, I basically skipped. As soon as I see Aiden English in the center of the ring, ready to sing, I skip forward.
Well, he's got pipes, but I mean, his gimmick is terrible.
Well, also the fact that he always only says the same line over and over and over again. So, I mean, stop doing that, and maybe I'll pay attention if you get to be witty or something.
Well, the thing is, if you could get witty or if you could actually do something with him, I'd become interested. But he's a job guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's Elias Sampson with no wins. Like, Sampson at least periodically gets a win.
Elias Sampson, baby!
I know they don't want to do anything with Aiden English, and they won't.
Well, Vince loves him. Apparently, Vince loves Aiden English and desperately wants to keep him around, but they can never find anything for him to do.
Then here's an idea. Have him win.
Yeah.
He never wins.
Yeah.
This goes back to it. He's a job guy. He's a job guy because he never wins.
Have him feud with the Fashion Police.
That could be fun. Have him feud with anything really. Like that's like he has no storyline. He comes out, he sings, gets his ass kicked. That's it.
I don't know why.
I mean, he technically got the win here, but it was because Orton got DQ'd for beating him with the steps.
Yeah, that's another one that I liked the spot where the ref's like, listen, you do this shit, I will straight DQ your ass. And then Orton looked at the ref. I don't know, he said something, and I don't know what it was. And I don't really care either, because I thought Randy was supposed to be this intense viper, and he's just a wild, whiny, petulant child.
He is. I'm supposed to root for a wild, whiny, petulant child. That's what this comes down to.
But what I don't understand is why he didn't just look at the ref for, like, I don't know, 5-10 seconds. Just go, and then just nod your head and go, and then smash the guy. You look like, has Randy Orton literally never seen a movie before? Does he not know how to look cool?
Yeah, Randy Orton's career has always been a weird one to me. I've never really felt he's been over. It really, any time, except for when he was feuding with Triple H, and that's because Triple H was, had more heel heat than anyone else of the generation. Like, that's the thing. No, this was nothing. And then Jinder Mahal comes out, cuts a paint-by-numbers foreign heel promo, and then Randy Orton calls him a jackass.
Yeah, that got over. That was pretty cool.
It's delightfully hypocritical.
Indeed. Jinder, no one likes you because you poo in people's handbags. Yeah!
Nazi Randy. That being said, Randy kind of blows his own storyline because his deal is, I don't dislike you because you're Indian, but I will make jokes about RKOing your ass all the way back to India.
Correct, even though he's Canadian.
So bad on so many levels. Then Dillinger gets interviewed by Tanae Young, which is Tyler Breeze, in a dress and a wig.
Hilarious.
This was really, really funny, and Dango working undercover in the background was the best part of it, to be honest.
And you know what? I didn't even spot him until Dillinger did the look back. I wasn't even paying attention. I was totally paying attention to Breeze. I was actually paying attention to Dillinger. This is, again, one of those things where I don't think they told Dillinger what was going to happen. If legitimately, I don't know if he knew. Either that or he's, like, one of the best. Well, he is one of the best of a generation. But this really, really put that on display about how his reaction was and how he controlled it and how he conveyed, he conveyed his message. He conveyed the fact that he was in on the joke and that he was cool with the joke. And he was very relaxed, and he was very calm, and he was very, very funny, and I enjoyed it. And that's, again, what you want on a consistent basis, you idiots!
Yeah, but they will probably do nothing with Dillinger after this, although, he got to shine in the Battle Royal, at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. And that leads me with, that fills me with a certain amount of hope. That somebody in the back definitely has a plan for Dillinger. It's just that I think they're being stifled. And every single time they put Dillinger on screen, he's over as hell.
He is awesome. He's great.
They put him in the commercial with Sami Zayn, top of the pops. They gave him a backstage segment, and he's over as hell. They put him in the Battle Royale, and the crowd's still popping huge for the 10 chants. He's great. Just keep him on TV.
That's what I mean is there's just so many guys not being really used at all. Like Dillinger has no purpose right now on this show, and that needs to change. Exactly.
Well, I mean, obviously they're listening to me, and they're going to have Deputy Dillinger step in.
Oh, yes, so much yes.
I could do that all day. He could be just like the rookie who is new on the force, who knows everything by the book, But the guys
I would pay big money for Dango to just like do the old jaded cop. God damn it, Dillinger!
Yeah.
Not everything is done by the book.
Exactly, but Dillinger, Dango and Tyler Breeze have been on the job so long, and they're jaded and they're cynical and they're weird because they've seen some shit and some things.
Seen some really ugly outfits.
And Dillinger's just the fresh new face and sort of is our window in. Even though we don't really need it, it could be even better if we have like a character that we, the people, can directly identify in that situation.
I would love it. I'm very much behind this idea.
It would be the best.
Hardest laugh I got on the entire night, though, was directly after this when they just cut to Renee Young looking very confused. That was great. And then she interviews...
Again, I don't think they told anybody what was going on.
It did seem kind of like they did not tell Renee Young that Tanae Young was going on before her.
I don't think they told... They may have given Dillinger a few lines, and they're like, this is the general scenario, but they obviously didn't... I don't think they told him that Breeze was going to be dressing up in drag. And I don't think they told him what... Like, he was going to do a voice. He just, like... is this what's happening right now? Oh, we are doing this. Okay. Here we go.
It was good. This was probably the best bit of the show outside of the Gable Styles match. You probably would say it was the best part of the show.
I would say so, but that's just me.
I wouldn't disagree with you. It's just, I got a good match, and you know me. I'm a sucker for, matches.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it was a really good match, but it's pretty obvious that that bit stuck with me more than the match did.
Yep. And then Renee Young is interviewing the Kanellises. Bit of an odd thing with Mike asking Renee if Maria is the most beautiful woman on the planet, most perfect woman on the planet. Sami Zayn ruins their moment and then rushes off as his music plays.
I skipped the majority of this until I saw that Sami Zayn was doing his shenanigans, and I tuned in to watch him do his kind of pitter-patter shenanigans, and it was good, and I enjoyed it, and they look genuinely confused, and they have great chemistry. And I, again, should probably go back and watch the whole gimmick, but I'm not going to. So that's where that stands. But for the next time they're on, I'm not going to skip it. How's that?
Hey, that's all you can ask for, really. Sami Zayn goes out. He is the first entrant in the Battle Royal, which doesn't really matter. It's everyone in the ring. It just so happens he's the first. AJ's the last. I looked at the time and went, 12 minutes for a Battle Royal. State of your match. State of your match. Yes. This is going to be rushed. Kevin Owens is on commentary and is repetitively telling Tom Phillips to shut up. Which, you know what? It fits his character, but it didn't really add anything to the commentary.
Yeah, well, and Kevin Owens is really the reason why I don't watch Talking Smack ever anymore, because he's just... I don't enjoy the extreme hostility that he kind of brings to the table. I enjoy him being witty on the mic, I enjoy him doing promos, but I do not enjoy him, quite frankly, bullying people. So
I, to a degree, enjoy the hostility and the bullying if he's going to get his comeuppance. The thing is, he's not going to... For bullying Tom Phillips, he's not going to get his comeuppance, so that's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, bullying announcers is... What's the point? He's not going to have a match with them. There's going to be no revenge, really. And, that kind of ruins it. And the other thing is, I don't like... I've said this before. I enjoy... heels that I can relate to a degree. Like, I understand their mindset. They're not crazy. They are the hero of their own story to a degree. Kevin Owens is ridiculously delusional to there's a point here where he's talking about Mojo Rawley, and the only reason Mojo won the Battle Royal is because his inconsequential football friend helped him out. I'm like, that's Ron Gronkowski, who's probably one of the 10 most famous football players in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Why must you make your heel seem crazy when he's not a crazy heel? Like, when the heel is supposed to be insane, like a Kane, sure, go nuts, fine. I'm fine with it. But Kevin Owens is just supposed to be an angry guy. He's not supposed to be that delusional. Yeah, no, and that's exactly why that's the exact same thing I hate about heel announcers that try and get themselves over as heels. Just shut your fucking tube.
and let's watch the match.
Like, you could point out that Gronkowski helped Mojo Rawley. He like take that entire same line and just remove the inconsequential NFL player part of it.
Yeah.
You have a perfectly fine heel promo that is actually pretty logical. Boom, I'm happy. But no, you had to blow it up with hyperbole.
Yeah.
Anyways, just a couple of highlights from the match. The first elimination was Dolph Ziggler, which was a bit surprising. So
that is weird. I still don't understand why they job him out all the time. I know he's not delivering. I know he's not delivering on a match-by-match basis anymore, but I don't.
But I'm happy to let him do that. The heel train, like I've talked about this before. He's starting to work like a heel. He just has to find that right balance between his high octane offense and the heel persona. And I'm happy to let him have time to do that. But apparently WWE, I guess, isn't. Because they're just jobbing him out at this point. It would appear.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Dango gets eliminated by Rowan and saves Tyler Breeze from the same fate, but Breeze gets thrown out anyways, so...
Yeah, I liked it. The spot, but I didn't like the fact that it's like, and it worked, and it didn't work. Like,
yeah, it was a little too quick. I would have had Breeze last a little long.
Yeah.
Mind you, again, we have 12 minutes to work with, so everything ends up being just rushed. Like, you could have made this match longer by cutting out... I don't know, cutting some time off the Carmelbration.
Yeah, like a lot of time.
Frankly, not having the Naomi-Lana match and saving it for, like, next week or something would have lots of additional time as well.
You could have cut, like, 50 minutes off of the rap battle. That would have been awesome.
You could have ditched the Aiden English versus Orton match because...
It was just a promo anyway.
Frankly, you could have just had them come out and do the promo, and that would have done the same thing. So, why not? And then you have more time for this Battle Royal, and it's not as rushed. So, I'm kind of excusing any booking in the Battle Royal for, like, whoever agented the match basically could not have done much better, because it's like, all right, you gotta get this in, this in, this in, this in, this in, this in, and you got 12 minutes. Oh, yeah, exactly. Fuck me.
Yeah, if this would have been a 40-minute or even 30-minute, that would have been, it all probably would have been very satisfying, and we would have not had anything negative to say, but it wasn't, so we do.
Yep. Where am I here? Mojo saves Zack Ryder and helps him eliminate Eric Rowan. Only to have Mojo then eliminate Ryder. I didn't like this spot. To be clear, I like the spot conceptually. I don't like the timing of it. I've had this problem in like almost every Royal Rumble. Almost every Royal Rumble has this spot. Tag team partner eliminates tag team partner. And we make a big deal about how this is every man for himself and whatever. But what is the logic? You're at the final 5 of this match. There's 5 people left. Dillinger, Sammy, and AJ are the other 3. And then you have the Hype Bros. Why would you eliminate Zack now? Have Zack help you. And then eliminate him like at the final 3 or something.
Yeah.
And it did backfire on Mojo because he wound up getting triple teamed and eliminated.
Exactly. I guess from a character point of view, they're still going with Mojo's a bit of a rookie and makes rookie mistakes.
I would believe this if this was the only time they do this, but they always do this.
No, yeah,
there was
totally understand.
Like Rob Van Dam and Kane did this same spot like we're talking a decade ago at this point, but
they do it.
They did the same spot like the last 12 in the Royal Rumble. It's like Kane needs to eliminate RVD now because it's every man for himself. Well, congratulations, Kane. There's 10 guys in the ring with you. You aren't going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but and they probably do this. They'd probably do that spot once a week if they could, but it's if an announcer was paying attention and doing their fucking job rather than trying to get themselves over his heels, perhaps they could get over the fact that he's a rookie doing rookie stuff. But no, they're like, it's every man for himself. Fetz told us to say it.
Congratulations, you're an idiot, which we're going to prove in about 10 seconds, because you're going to last roughly 15 seconds more than Ryder did.
Woo!
So, failure.
Woo,
like,
crispy.
Don't get me wrong, I like I said, I like that spot, just have it at the final 3.
Yeah.
Like, have AJ and the Hype Bros as the final 3. Boom, there you go.
Yeah. It would have been good, although my boy... the Perfect 10 would then not get his spots.
Well, still give him his spots, but just have it like at the final 5 he goes wild or something. Like,
I suppose.
Hey, 5 is half 10. Boom, there you go.
Perhaps.
So yeah, I mean, not great that, and then so like we said, Mojo gets eliminated. Dillinger goes pretty ham. Almost eliminates both Sami Zayn and AJ, but eventually falls to a back body drop to the outside.
Yeah, that spot could have been a lot better if the other two guys in the ring would help Dillinger out a little bit by being a little bit more active. Because what he was doing was he was going from one guy and almost eliminating him and then switching back to the other guy. But what could have really helped him out is if the person that was not being attacked was actively trying to regain their position into the
actually
ring.
did a little recovery as opposed to it looked dumb because it looks like he went from beating up one unconscious guy to the other unconscious guy, and it's like no, eliminate one and then go to the other one.
Yeah, so if we could have a little help here, and it was really weird. It feels really weird to blame guys like AJ Styles and Sami Zayn for stuff like this. So I don't understand what the logic was, or whether they're sandbagging the rookie, or
I can't imagine Sami Zayn would sandbag Dillinger. They seem to have a good relationship, just from everything.
Well, Sami just wants to have the best match. Period. It's all Sami ever wants. So I don't get it, and I know that AJ Styles isn't that kind of guy. So I really don't get what that last bit was about. It should have worked and could have worked, but it didn't work.
And then, basically, in the end, AJ gets the win with a Pele kick to eliminate Sami. So, just to encompass a bit of a logic flaw of this whole match. So, Kevin Owens beat AJ Styles.
Yeah.
He's angry that AJ Styles is in this match because he's already beaten him. The announcers are trying to put over that AJ is the worst case scenario for Owens winning. Why?
Because racism.
What's the worst case scenario of it? Like you're beating into my head that Owens beat AJ. Should he not want AJ to win so that he can beat him again?
I would say so. I would also further go on to state for the record that I believe the worst case scenario would be Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn
has a winning record against him.
And also knows every trick in his book, so why wouldn't Sami Zayn
Or if we're looking at this from like a stylistic matchup point of view, Owens is a power wrestler, so a bad case scenario for him would be someone who's like even bigger than him, like a Mojo Rawley, or a Luke Harper, or a Rowan even the big dude from the Ascension, as much as they don't book him like a power guy, I mean, at least he is bigger.
Yeah.
Like, is AJ not, like, AJ's almost the best case scenario for Owens.
Yeah, if you're going to go for a pure kayfabe type scenario, I'd want to face the guy that I'd beat like a rented mule, no problem.
Yeah. So, again, we have a heel in a nutshell who appears to be a coward for no reason. He doesn't want to face AJ despite the fact that he won. And we're going to say he's afraid of AJ. No, he shouldn't be afraid of AJ. He beat him. So the booking of this is terrible, which is sad, because this is an AJ Styles Owens feud. Like, how good should this be?
This should be
amazing. This should be like the greatest feud in the last like couple of months or something. You know, not ever, because there's been some great feuds, but like this should be the feud, and instead it feels incredibly stupid.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on SmackDown. I don't know who it is that's at the reins and just doing everything wrong. The only person doing anything right on SmackDown right now is Daniel Bryan and Ty Dillinger and the Fashion Police. Those are really the only guys that are trying to pull shit out of the fire.
I like what they're doing with Gable. They're letting him go out there and have really good matches.
Yeah, they're finally letting a guy wrestle. That's cool. That's what the show's supposed to be about in the first place.
I kind of like what they're doing with Dillinger. I just want it to be like insulated into an actual storyline.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, well, we'll finish up here, and then we'll just I'll go through the show with a bit of a rant. So we ended up with Owens attacks him post-match, beats him up, but AJ kicks him in the head, threatens the Styles Clash, and then KO runs away without his belt and is screaming, "That's my belt!" Well, then go back there and get it.
Yeah, again, something that could have been put over better if they did more action. Like, have AJ continually walk forward going, here's your belt, come get your belt. Something, give me some action.
Yeah, it's just poor, which is kind of like really everything on this show to me was messed up in some way that wasn't like a talent botch or something. It's just bad booking, bad production, or whatever. You have the Gable Styles match interrupted for most of it by a commercial break. You have the Carmelibration, which is just bad. Which partially that is on the talent, so I guess that doesn't fit my kind of thing here. But then you have Naomi and Lana, which is just a squash match for no real apparent reason. Like, they've proven they can have a 2.5 star, 2 3/4 star match.
7-star match.
Not 7 stars, but they can have a decent match, especially when we're talking about moving on to a feud between Naomi and Carmella, which will probably actually have worse matches.
That's going to be the total. That's going to be literally the worst.
This is going to be pretty friggin' awful. And then you have Aiden English doing God knows what. You have a rap battle, which that lived up at least to expectations. You're overkilling Baron Corbin's cowardly gimmick, and then by the way, the exception was why was Mike Kanellis not in the Battle Royale? Like, he's supposed to be a wrestler. Where the hell is he?
No.
So yeah, just a lot of bad stuff here, which is not great. Not great at all. I do want to finish off by talking about a little something, because someone was arguing with me about this on Twitter, of all things. I don't want to give names.
Arguing on Twitter?
I know, it's stunning. But the argument was about whether the Broken Hardy gimmick should be sold to the Hardys or not. And his thought was that the Hardys should have it for $0 sort of thing. And we talked about this kind of thing. The problem is that the legality of the contract probably does state that the Hardy gimmick belongs to the entity that Impact Wrestling has been absorbed into, which is this Anthem Sports Global Force Wrestling body with the Global Force Wrestling brand. And the other side of this argument is people are like, well, WWE does this all the time and we don't get angry about it. The key difference I think I see to this argument is that when you apply things to what WWE does and what other promotions do, you're applying difference. You're trying to apply the same set of constraints to an orange as to an apple. Because as much as WWE is a wrestling company, and so is Impact Wrestling, now Global Force Wrestling, the financial status and the need for goodwill are completely different when you look at those two entities. WWE doesn't care about their goodwill because they're making money. Global Force Wrestling is losing money and really kind of needs to at least have the fans on their side. They have to be loved to really succeed. And this fight with the Hardys is making them very much not loved. Now, should they give away the Broken Hardy gimmick for free? The answer is no. They should be compensated for it a bit. They are giving up intellectual property. But this entire debate has been kind of really stupid because it seems like they just won't set a price. Like, it should be, Matt, we own your gimmick. You came up with a lot of it. It's useless to us if we keep it. Like, it really is. We can't have anyone else do it. So, give us, insert dollar figure here, and it's yours. That's how this should have gone, and I don't know why it hasn't.
Because people don't know how to do business.
Clearly. And that's kind of my point, is that the WWE can totally just rob you of your gimmick. And no one really is going to punish them. What are you going to do? You're going to stop watching? But, like, watching Global Force Wrestling for me definitely has to come from a place that I have to enjoy your product, and two, I have to like your product. I have to like you. Like, I have to like the promotion. I have to be cheering for your promotion. Because if I want you to fail, I'm not going to watch.
Yep. And quite frankly, we would prefer that you fail.
I would prefer that they would do good. If this is their product, I want them to fail. But I would like there to be an alternative to WWE in the United States, because that would give people a place to go if they're tired of WWE's bullshit, such as Alexa Bliss, for example. And that doesn't exist because Impact has been so poorly run. And, like, you got rid of Dixie Carter. She's still an advisor, but she should be making no decisions. And you're still largely making retarded decisions still. So I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Next, they'll have hired Vince Russo.
I wonder how well Billy Corgan's going to do.
In what sense?
Oh, you didn't hear? He bought a large chunk of the NWA.
Oh, cool. I'm interested in what he can do with that. Like, he's a creative guy, and he is a wrestling
absolutely.
fan.
He is a big wrestling fan. So yeah, like I said, I'm interested to see how Billy Corgan's going to do.
It's kind of a. I'm going to leave it recording for this, even though probably no one is going to really care about this. But you know what? It's a little treat for those of you who made it to the end. So I was watching the OSW review of the Marine 3 and realized something. Miz's best buddy in the film is played by an actor you and I both know very well.
I don't believe you, but okay.
Jared Kiso.
Oh, really?
You're 10-ply, bud. 10-ply.
Wow, that's awesome.
So on the dark side, damn, I had to watch Jared Kiso like the Miz in a review. But on the bright side, you know what? I actually have a physical representation for probably how big he is, because I know how big the Miz is.
That's awesome.
So simulated
Jared Kiso away.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what I got. You have anything else you want to
add? Do better, goddammit, and more Ty Dillinger.
That pretty much is it. Just do better. You have amazing talent. Do something with it. Anyways, that's all. We'll be back with the Lucha Underground review this week as well. We also are going to have, of course, 205 Live and NXT as well. So
indeed.
And then this weekend, of course, we have the Great Balls of Fire.
Great Nuts on Fire.
Which could be good, actually. It could be good. There's some matches I'm very interested in seeing on there.
I wonder if they're ever going to have Lesnar wrestle ever again. I don't know of any hype packages and or programs that he might be a part of.
You mean like with Samoa Joe?
Oh, really? I hadn't heard.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to Tozawa versus Neville. I'm really looking forward to I guess those are really the only two now. Sheamus Cesaro versus the Hardys. Really looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of bored with that feud, but I'll as long as this is the blow.
You know what? I'm not bored of that feud. I should be bored of that feud. This is ironically the one good thing about them constantly messing up the booking of the feud is that I feel like I haven't actually seen them have a match.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm still interested in that regard. I want to see them have a match.
Yeah, I can dig that. I can get behind that. Yeah.
So, I guess this is the one upside of WWE's incompetent booking right now. I feel so robbed of a match that I will still pay money to see them have a match.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, maybe they'll do something different. It's been 3 months since they had, they've been having the same match. Maybe let's do something different at a single pay-per-view.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all I got. Get off Byron's lawn, and we'll be back with our next episode.
Just planted some new grass.